corrupt governments of the world, we are anonymous. For some time now, voices have been crying out in unison against the ACTA treaty. The gross inadequacies of the new laws being passed internationally have been pointed out repeatedly. Our chief complaint is that such measures would restrict people's access to the internet. In these modern times, access to the internet is quickly becoming a basic human right. Just like any other basic human right, we believe that it is wrong to infringe upon it. To threaten to cut people off from the global consciousness as you have, is criminal and abhorrent. To move to censor content on the internet based on your own prejudice is at best, laughably impossible, at worst, morally reprehensible. To impede on the rights of the public, with unjust precedent, is not acceptable to Anonymous, nor to the public in whom we represent. This has become quite clear across the globe. And so too, shall we make it clear to the European Parliament. The unjust restrictions you impose on us will meet with disaster and only strengthen our resolve to disobey and rebel against your tyranny. Such actions taken against you, and those you outsource your malignant litigation to, are inevitable, involuntary, unavoidable and unstoppable. It is to interest of us, that this is not the first time ACTA was heard, or spoken of. We take note, to incidents arising in 2009, relating to the significant amount of non-disclosure agreements between ACTA and companies like Google, eBay, Sony, and Verizon. This further proves our point, that the purpose of ACTA is to impose nothing more than internet censorship across Europe. In September 2008, the number of interest groups urged parties to the ACTA negotiations to disclose the language of the evolving agreement. In an open letter, the groups argued that, because the text of the treaty and relevant discussion documents remain secret, the public has no way of assessing whether and to what extent these and related concerns are merited. The interest groups included the Consumers Union, the Electronic Frontier Foundation, the Essential Action, IP Justice, Knowledge Ecology International, Public Knowledge, Global Trade Watch, the U.S. Public Interest Research Group, IP Left Korea, the Canadian Library Association, the Consumers Union of Japan, the National Consumer Council UK, and the Doctors Without Borders Campaign for Essential Medicines. The Electronic Frontier Foundation (EFF) and Public Knowledge have filed the FOIA request, which was denied. The University of Ottawa's Canadian Internet Policy and Public Interest Clinic filed an access to information request but received only a document stating the title of the agreement, with everything else left out. Both the Bush administration and the Obama administration had rejected requests to make the text of ACTA public, with the White House saying that disclosure would cause damage to the national security. In 2009, Knowledge Ecology International filed the FOIA Freedom of Information Act request in the United States. But their entire request was denied. Much like Guy Fawkes stood for freedom of expression, so too will we stand for freedom of the internet from the hands of ACTA, SOC8, the IPA and all other entities that impose censorship on the internet we know and love. Members and supporters beware, the European Parliament may stand to impose your legislation, but Anonymous does not. If you shall be so inclined as to doubt our power, we bear in mind that we have toppled the PlayStation Network, the U.S. Department of Justice, Universal Studios, the FBI and WMG. In the past, we have brought justice to, and toppled the governments of Tunisia, the United Arab Emirates, the United States of America, Australia, and New Zealand. Let this be our only warning to you. Withdraw ACTA or so too will we topple ACTA and the European Parliament. ACTA cannot and will not pass. We are Anonymous, we are Legion, we do not forgive, we do not forget. Supporters of ACTA, expect us